हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे,
राम
हरे
हरे हरे
राम
हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे नमः ओम पादाय कृष्ण पस्ताय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौरक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimati Radhana Samiti Namini Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatri Sakarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Gaurabunda Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimati Radhana Swami ki Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami ki Namine नमस्ते सारक देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौरवृंद हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare 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 Krishna 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपस्ताय भूतले श्रीमती राधानाथस्वामी नामिने नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपस्ताय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधर्मी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसाति गौरतुंद हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण
हरे 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 राम
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namini Namaste Saraswate Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pacharya Desatarani Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Asadi Gauraktabinda Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Rama Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Yeah, please finish rounds, Raju Prabhu and Prasad Prabhu. Thank you very much for chanting. Appreciated. So we'll continue. We'll start now. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Mutare Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Chani Vishnushachamani Vasyampi Deshadavine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srimad Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti machalam, Pangamalangayate giri Betkrupada Muhammad, Shri Gurun Dinatarinam, Paramananda Madhavam, Sri Chaitanya Meshwaram. Om Apavitra Pavitrava, Sarvavasam Gatopiva, Yasmare Pundari Gaksham, Sabahya Abhyantaram Suji. Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu. Om Tad Vishnu Paramapadam, Sada Prashmanti Suryo, Diviva Chakshunatatam, Sad Viprasa Vipanniva Jagrahansa Samindate. Vishnu Nit Paramam Padam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we'll continue with the Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter today. So we have some sections as mentioned in this book. I have shared here in the group. So we will read through these sections, okay? We'll chant today 3 verses and then continue like this. So section 1 talks about 4.1 to 4.10. 4th chapter, first to 10 slokas. That section is called Transcendental Knowledge about Krishna. So that's where we start. 11 to 15, Applying Transcendental Knowledge. And 16 to 24, Understanding Karma on the Platform of Jnana. And 25 to 33, Sacrifices led to Transcendental Knowledge. And last those section, 5th one, 34 to 42, Conclusion, Acting in Transcendental Knowledge. So that's where we'll go through. So 3 slokas. Transcendental knowledge about Krishna. Transcendental knowledge. Beyond this world. Transcend the modes. Transcend the world. Transcendental means beyond this material world or beyond these modes. So let us see. BG 4.1. Okay. Please repeat after me. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Imam Vivasvate Yogam.
Imam Vivasvate Yogam.
Proktavan Ahamavyayam.
Proktavan Ahamavyayam.
Vivasvan Manave Praha.
Vivasvan Manave Praha.
Manur Ikshvakave Bravit.
Manur Iksha Kave Bravit. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams.
జై జై
హరే
జై
కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ, దండవత్ ప్రణామాలు. మాతాజీ దండవత్ ప్రణామాలు.
జై మాత చేయండి.
श्रीभगवानुवाच इमं विवस्वते योगं प्रोक्तवानहमव्ययं विवस्वान्मनवे प्राह मनुरिक्ष्वा कवे ब्रवीत्. हरे कृष्ण.
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ. శ్రీ భగవానువాచ ఇమం వివస్వతే యోగం ప్రోక్తవానహమవ్యయం వివస్వాన్ మనవే ప్రాహ మనురిక్ష్వా కవే బ్రవీత్. శ్రీల ప్రభుపాదుల వారి అనువాదము. దేవాది దేవుడని శ్రీకృష్ణ భగవానుడు పలికెను, నాశము లేని ఈ యోగ శాస్త్రమును నేను వివస్వానునకు సూర్యదేవునకు ఉపదేశించి తిని. వివస్వానుడు దానిని మానవజాతి పిత అయిన మనువుకు ఉపదేశించెను. మనువు తిరిగి దానిని ఇక్ష్వాకురాజునకు ఉపదేశించెను. హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ.
Jai. That means Krishna has spoken Bhagavad Gita way before presentation to Arjuna, way before. That's where Vivaswan, sun god, millions of years ago. Imperishable science. Perishable science, material science we see, understanding the material elements and given the scientific knowledge. And imperishable science. Science connects to Atma. Atma is imperishable. The knowledge about Atma also imperishable science. So this knowledge is given to sun god, named Vivaswan. Vivaswan instructed to Manu, and then Manu in turn to Ikshvaku. Now this disciplic succession actually. That's why Krishna Vande Jagat Guru. Krishna is Adi Guru actually. Vande Jagat Guru. Right. Read that meaning. This is the same meaning. The personality of God had said. What he is saying? I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivaswan, and Vivaswan instructed it to Manu, and the father of mankind. And Manu instructed it into Ikshvaku. Okay. So we'll continue. Second sloka. Okay. Second one. Very all the time Prabhupada quotes. Parampara system. Krishna is telling this. Parampara system. Please repeat after me. Yeah. Andar okay. Evam parampara praptam.
एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम्
Imam rajarshayo vidu.
इमं राजर्षयो विदुः
Sakale neha mahata.
सकाले नेह महता
Yogo nashta parantapa.
योगो नष्टः परन्तप. एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम् इमं राजर्षयो विदुः सकाले नेह महता योगो नष्टः परन्तप.
ఏవం పరంపరా ప్రాప్తం ఇమం రాజర్షయో విదుః సకాలే నేహ మహతా యోగో నష్టః పరంతప. శ్రీల ప్రభుపాదుల వారి అనువాదము. ఈ దివ్యజ్ఞాన శాస్త్రము ఈ విధముగా గురు శిష్య పరంపరాక్రమము ద్వారా స్వీకరించబడెను. రాజర్షులు దానిని ఆ విధముగా అవగతము చేసుకొనిరి. కానీ కాలక్రమమున ఆ పరంపర విచ్ఛిన్నమగుట చేత ఆ శాస్త్రము నశించినట్లుగా కనిపించుచుండెను. హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ.
English Prasad Prabhu.
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Rajan Prabhu.
Yeah. The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly king understood it in that way. But in the course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. Okay.
Hare Krishna. One more verse, okay? Thank you, Prabhu. Sayevayam maya tedya
सएवायं मया तेज्य
yogo prokta puratana
योगो प्रोक्ता पुरातनः
bhaktosmi sakha cheti
भक्तोऽसि मे सखा चेति
rahasyamedaduttamam.
रहस्यं हेतदुत्तमम्. सएवायं मया तेज्य योगो प्रोक्तः पुरातनः भक्तोऽसि मे सखा चेति रहस्यं हेतदुत्तमम्.
సయేవాయం మయా తేద్య యోగ ప్రోక్తః పురాతనః భక్తోసి మే సఖా చేతి రహస్యం హేతదుత్తమం. శ్రీల ప్రభుపాదుల వారి అనువాదము. నీవు నా భక్తుడవు మరియు మిత్రుడవు. కనుకనే నీ యోగశాస్త్రపు దివ్య రహస్యమును అవగాహన చేసుకోగలవని నేడు నాచే నీకు భగవానునితో గల సంబంధమును తెలియజేయు పురాతన శాస్త్రము చెప్పబడెను. హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ.
English? Anyone?
I'll do, Prabhu. That very ancient science of the relationship with Supreme is today told me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend, and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of the science, mystery of this science. Thank you.
Very good. So this is the thing. In order to understand Bhagavad Gita, one has to develop a friendly mood with Krishna and become devotional mood with Krishna. Okay? Bhaktasmi Sakha Chedi. Bhakta and Sakha. Is Bhakta and is Sakha. Friend and devotee. So if we have the same kind of mood, Krishna will reveal us. Rahasyam etaduttamam, the transcendental mystery science. You can understand this transcendental mystery of this science. One more verse. I will tomorrow will do. Arjuna Vavachana. Will do tomorrow. Arjuna is asking another question. What is that? How can I understand? The sun god Vivaswani is senior by birth to you. How I am to understand that in the beginning you instructed this science to him? And నాకే చెప్తున్నాడు అనుకున్నాడు కానీ కృష్ణ అది కథ. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Tantra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Jagadguru ki jai. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue to Srimad Bhagavatam. Before that, let us chant some prayers of Bhagavatam. Some of the prayers let us chant. Together we will chant. This is better, no? To save time. Let us chant together. I'm sharing screen. Okay. Okay. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam
भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय
मेरे वर्ष
पुराणरत्नगुणोदितः
कृष्णे
कृष्णे स्वनमोपदते
हलौ नष्टदृशाम् एषा पुराणार्कुवधुनो Now Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namah
नमः
Pankajanabhaya
पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रये
Shrunvatam Swakata Krishna Punyashravana Kirtana Hridayantyastyo Hi Abhadrani Vidunoti Suhursutam तदा रजस्तमो भाव कामलोभादयश्चये चेतयेतैरनाविद्धं सितं सत्त्वे प्रसीदति एवं प्रसन्नमनसो भगवद्भक्तियोगतः
भगवद्भक्तियोगतः भगवत्तत्त्वविज्ञानं मुक्तसङ्गस्य जायते
विद्यते हृदयग्रन्थे छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशयः क्षयन्ते चात्यकर्माणि
आत्मनि
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna. So we'll continue. Srimad Bhagavatam 4:20. 4:20, not 20. Okay. Canto 4, the creation of the fourth order, 28th chapter, Lord Vishnu's appearance in the sacrificial arena of Maharaja Prithu. So we'll continue from text 20. Okay. So Raju Prabhu, if you get a chance, please send a Hare Krishna. ప్రభు రాజు ప్రభు మీరు తర్వాత పంపేయండి శుభోదిని.
సారీ ప్రభు, పిల్లలు డ్రాప్ చేయడానికి మర్చిపోయినా ప్రభు, సారీ. పంపిస్తాం. ఓకే, పోయినా పంపిస్తాం.
రైట్. సో సరసరాధిక మతది, కెన్ యూ స్టార్ట్ రీడింగ్?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes. Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, 20th chapter, 20th shloka. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Lord was just about to leave, but because he was so greatly inclined toward the behavior of King Prithu, he did not depart. Seeing the behavior of Maharaja Prithu with his lotus eyes, he was detained because he is always the well-wisher of his devotees. But
అంటే భగవంతుడికి ఇంకొంచెం
here,
సేపు ఉండాలనిపిస్తుంది. భగవంతుడికి ఇంకొంచెం సేపు ఉండాలనిపిస్తుంది బై లుకింగ్ ఎట్
అవును ప్రభుజీ ఎంత బాగుంది. But here the words Suhrit Satam are very significant. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is always very inclined toward his devotee and is always thinking of the devotee's well being. This is not partiality. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord is equal to everyone, Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu. But to one who particularly engages in his service, he is very much inclined. In another place, the Lord says that a devotee always exists in his heart and he also exists always in the heart of the devotee. The special inclination of the Supreme Personality of Godhead for his pure devotee is not unnatural, nor is it partiality. For example, sometimes a father has several children, but he has special affection for one child who is very much inclined toward him. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita 10.10. तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते. Those who constantly engage in the devotional service of the Lord in love and affection are directly in contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sitting as the Super Soul in everyone's heart. The Lord is not far away from the devotee. He is always in everyone's heart, but only the devotee can realize the Lord's presence, and thus he is directly connected and he takes instruction from the Lord at every moment. Therefore, there is no chance of a devotee being in error, nor is there any partiality on the part of the Lord for his pure devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. This is the thing. హృదయ సంబంధం, మానసిక సంబంధం, శారీరక సంబంధం, హృదయ సంబంధం. What is that? హృదయ సంబంధం. Prabhupada so nicely written in the super, in everyone's. This is the thing. Those who constantly engage in the devotion service of the Lord in love and affection are directly how Krishna is going to directly in connect with Krishna, because a devotee always serving in Krishna. That means directly in contact with the Supreme Personality of God, because it is love and affection and service. Three things. Service of the Lord in love and affection. And they are directly in contact with the Supreme Personality of God, sitting as a super soul and everyone's heart. The Lord is not away from a devotee. Very important statement. He is always in everyone's heart, but only the devotee can realize the Lord's presence. And thus he is directly connected and he takes instruction from the Lord at every Paramatma speaking under the Paramatma instructing or Paramatma speaking. Yeah, a devotee can speak with Paramatma. Possible. When it is possible, Tesham Jadaitanam Vritam Pritipurvaka Bhakti. Cheste, Krishna is directly speaking with the devotee. Alright, wonderful. Super instruction. God is never partial, but he's one way it looks like partial, because he is very inclined to his devotees. This is the thing. Hrudaya Sambandham endukanna ante, this is our point. The Lord says that a devotee always exists in his heart. అంటే కృష్ణ భగవంతుని హృదయంలో చోటు సంపాదించుకుంటాడు ప్యూర్ డివోటీ. అండ్ ఈ ఆల్సో ఎగ్జిస్ట్ ఆల్వేస్ ఇన్ ద హార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద డివోటీ. సేమ్ హృదయ సంబంధం, హృదయానికి సంబంధం, అదే గట్టి బలమైన సంబంధం. ఓన్లీ పరమ భక్తులైనటువంటి ప్రహ్లాద మహారాజ్, ధ్రువ మహారాజ్, You see so many. Kunti Maharani. These are the devotees. For example, Hudaya Sambandham possible with Krishna. Okay. By nice understanding of Bhakti Yoga. Service of love and affection. Prabhupada only writes it like that. Service of devotion and love and devotion. Yeah. So let us continue. Text 21. Anyone? Start
Hare
with
Krishna Prabhuji.
Read, Prabhuji. Dandavad Pranam, please read. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. The Hare Krishna translation and purport by His Divinity C.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The original king, Maharaja Prathu, his eyes full of tears and his voice faltering and chopped up, could neither see the Lord very distinctly nor speak to address the Lord in any way. He simply embraced the Lord within his heart and remained standing in that way with folded hands.
Same scene, bro. What a scene.
Mm.
Perfect scene, within his heart. And, he's experiencing joy, voice faltering. When his eyes filled with, he's not able to see. In front of his eyes is there, Lord. But within his heart is hugging, and remains standing very humbly in that way with folded hands. The తల కొంచెం అంటే హృదయం వైపు చూస్తూ తల చూస్తూ experiencing joy. But in front of in direct person కూడా ఉన్నాడు కదా వ్యక్తిగతంగా కూడా, right? But as Krishna knows, right? Krishna is situated in his heart, no? Paramatma. How he is experiencing, అందుకే పోవద్దు కాలేదు ఆయనకి, లార్డ్ విష్ణుకి పోవద్దు కాలేదు by looking at the devotee, ఏం emotes, what a loving exchange. Continue.
So, just as Krishna is addressed in Brahma Samhita as Adipurusha, the original personality, so the King Prithu being an empowered incarnation of Lord is referred in this verse as Adipurusha.
Adi Raja.
Adi Raja, the original or ideal king. He was a great devotee and at the same time a great hero who conquered over all undesirable elements of his kingdom. He was so powerful that he was equal in fighting to Indra, the king of heaven. He gave protection to his citizens, keeping them engaged in the pious activities and devotion to the Lord. He did not collect a single cent of taxes from citizens without being able to give them protection from all calamities. The greatest calamity in the life is to become godless and therefore sinful. If the state heard if the state head or a king allows the citizens to become sinful by indulging in illicit sex life, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling, then the king is responsible and he has to suffer the resultant sequence of reactions for the sinful life because he levies taxes on them unnecessarily. Mm. These are the principles for ruling power, and because Maharaja Pruto observed all the principles for ruling chief, he is referred to here as a Adi Raja. Very nice. Even a responsible king like Maharaja Pruto can become a pure devotee of the first order. We can distinctly see from the King Prutu's behavior how he became sarcastic both externally and internally in pure devotional service. Just today, as we see in the newspapers of Bombay, that the government is going to repeal its prohibition laws. Ever since Gandhi's non-cooperation movement, Bombay has been kept dry
and has not allowed its citizens to drink. But unfortunately, the decisions are so clever that they have increased illicit distillation of liquor, and although not being sold publicly in shops, liquor is being sold in public lavatories and similar abnormal places. Unable to check such illicit smuggling, the government has decided to manufacture the liquor at a cheaper prices so the people can have their supply of intoxication directly from the government instead of purchasing it in public lavatories. The government failed to change the hearts of the citizens from indulging in sinful life. So instead of losing the taxes, they collect to inflate the treasury. They have decided to manufacture the liquor to supply the citizens who anchor after it. This kind of government cannot check the resultant actions of the sinful life, namely war, pestilence, famine, earthquakes, and similar other disturbances. Nature's law is that as soon as there are discrepancies in regard to the law of God, which are described in Bhagavad Gita as dharmasya glani, or disobedience to the laws of nature or God, at once there will be heavy punishment in the form of sudden outbreaks of war. We have recently experienced a war between India and Pakistan. Within 14 days, there have been immense losses of man and money, and there have been disturbances in the entire world. These are the reactions of sinful life. The Krishna consciousness movement is meant to make people pure and perfect. If we become even partially pure, as described in the Bhagavatam, Nasta Prayesh Abhadreshu, by development of Krishna conscious, then the lust and greed and the material disease of the citizens will be reduced. This can be made possible simply by broadcasting the pure message of Srimad Bhagavatam or Krishna consciousness. Big commercial and industrial firms have contributed many thousands of rupees to a defense fund that wants the money in the form of gunpowder. But unfortunately, if they are asked to contribute liberally to advance the Krishna conscious movement, they are elected. Under the circumstances, the world will periodically suffer from such upsurges and outbreaks of war, which are consequences of not being Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Mm.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Beautiful purport. Beautiful purport. See why Prabhupada mentioned all this at that time, what happens to the government? Because in example of King Pruthus, nobody was very nicely ruled the country. That time nobody, no robbers, nothing. Even everything nicely set it right. So now, in contemporary example, that time Prabhupada mentioned about this something happened in Bombay, and war between countries, and how these different things, and then whoever not into Krishna consciousness, nothing, everything is there. Everything is a problem. Is not being God conscious, of not being Krishna conscious. Consequences. If we have little fear, there is a Krishna, there is a God. No God fearing, that is a problem. Text 22. Text 22. Let me ask some more. Madhavi Mataji, you want to read? Madhavi Mataji?
Prabhuji, cherries and Prabhuji, section wise.
Hmm.
Hare
Choose
Krishna Prabhuji Dhanapana.
this
Chetan
one.
Prabhuji.
చదవండి అయితే. చూద్దాం. Yeah.
Translation and purpose Srila Prabhupada to Jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead stood with his lotus feet almost touching the ground, while he rested in front of his hand on the raised shoulder of Garuda, the enemy of the snakes. Maharaja Prudu, wiping the tears from his eyes, tried to look upon the Lord, but it appeared that the king was not fully satisfied by looking at him. Thus the king offered the following prayers. King Prudu. Purport. The significant point in this verse is that the Lord was standing above the ground, almost touching it. The residents of the upper planetary systems, beginning from Brahmaloka, the planet where Lord Brahma lives, down to Swargaloka, the heavenly planet of Indra, are so advanced in spiritual life that when they come to visit these or similar other lower planetary systems, they keep their weightlessness. This means that they can stand without touching the ground. Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But because he lives in one of the planetary systems within this universe, he sometimes plays as if one of the demigods of this universe. When he first appeared before Prutu Maharaja, he wasn't touching the ground of this earth. But when he was fully satisfied with the behavior and character of Maharaja Prutu, he immediately acted as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana from Vaikunta. Out of affection for Prutu Maharaja, he touched the earth, but he rested the front of his hand on the raised shoulder of Garuda, his carrier, as if to prevent himself from falling down. Since the Lord is not accustomed to stand on earthly ground, these are all symptoms of his great affection for Prutu Maharaja. Perceiving his fortunate position, Prutu Maharaja couldn't fully look upon the Lord due to ecstasy, but still in a faltering voice, he began to offer prayers.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Thank you.
Out of affection for Prutu Maharaja, he touched the earth, but he rested the front of his hand on the raised shoulder of Garuda, his carrier, as if to prevent himself from falling down. Like that, Krishna. He is not accustomed to, the Lord is not accustomed to stand on earthly grounds. They will stand, but they will stand in the sky. We see, right? It's possible higher planetary systems. But here, for the out of affection for Pruthumara, he did that. It's a pastime. Wonderful. So we'll Pruthumara's prayers, very nice prayers. Let us continue. Who wants to read next?
I'll read, Prabhu.
Okay, చదువుతారా మీరు చదివే ముందు మీరు పంపించింది చేస్తాం. మీరు చదివే ముందు మీరు పంపించింది చూపిస్తాం. Okay. So we are here in between. Pruthumara's prayers. Prayers of Pruthumara from 23 that we are going to read. నిన్న కరెక్ట్ నేను లేను ప్రభు, ఒకసారి నేనే చదువుతా సెక్షన్స్. ఓకే, క్విక్ గా చదువుతాను. ఓకే, 420 మీన్స్ నాట్ దొంగ సెక్షన్స్ ప్రకారంగా 420 is there, right? 420 section. Actually Krishna in the Bhagavad చెప్తాడు అనమాట, everybody is a 420 when he is not offered or acknowledged. Offered or acknowledged, kind of dongane kada 420. 4.20, 4thCanto, 28th chapter, Lord Vishnu's appearance in the sacrificial arena of Maharaja Prudu. Easy to remember, 20th chapter. Okay. Prudu Maharaj seen the Krishna's presence. Right. 1 to 16, Lord Vishnu instructs Prudu what he has instructed. 1 to 6, please forgive Indra. Knowledgeable and detached persons are not malicious towards others and are not carried away by Maya. 7 to 8, knowledge of the soul, super soul, makes one unaffected by the modes. Soul and super soul, the nature of the soul, the consciousness, the characteristics, soul, super soul, Atma Tattva Vijnanam, and then never affected by modes. 9 to 10, he serves me by occupational duties and attains peace and perfect vision. 11 to 12, understanding the soul's real position makes one eligible for liberation. 13 to 15, protect the citizens and derive resultant benefits. 16, I am pleased with you. Ask any benediction. And 17 to 22, Lord's affectionate dealings with Prithu Maharaja. 17 to 18, Prithu accepts the instructions. Indra begs forgiveness. 19 to 22, the Lord's mercy towards Prithu and Prithu's worship of the Lord. Right. You can read, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, 23 నుంచి చదవండి అది అంతవరకు ఆ సెక్షన్ వరకు 31 వరకు
23 to 31 prayers of Prithu Maharaja. 23 benediction like liberation are worthless. Benedictions like liberation are worthless. 24 to 26 give me millions of ears to hear your glories from devotees that restores one's relationship with you. Only an animal gives up such hearing. So 27 to 28, I desire to serve your lotus feet. If Lakshmi is angry, you will take my side. 29, all great devotees serve you. 32 to 31, Vedic allurements are bewildering. Kindly bestow whatever you think is best for me. Thank you, Prabhuji.
yes Prabhu, thank you. You can show that. 23rd.
Okay. 23rd ఏనా Prabhuji? ఇదే సెక్షన్. ఓకే. ప్రేయర్స్. ఓకే. ప్రేయర్స్ అంటే మనం చేద్దామా Prabhuji? శ్లోకస్ అవసరం లేదా Prabhuji?
It's okay. చేద్దాం తర్వాత చదవండి స్టోరీ.
Okay. Translation. My dear Lord, you are the best of the demigods who can offer benedictions. Why, therefore, should any learned person ask you for benediction meant for living entities bewildered by the modes of nature? Such benedictions are available automatically, even in the lives of living entities suffering in hellish conditions. My dear Lord, you can certainly bestow merging into your existence, but I do not wish to have such a benediction. Purport. There are different kinds of benediction according to the person demands. For karmis, the best benediction is promotion to the higher planetary system, where the duration of life is very long and the standard of living and happiness is very high. There are others, namely Gnanis and yogis, who want benediction of merging into the existence of the Lord. This is called Kaivalya. The Lord is therefore addressed Kaivalyapati, the master of the benediction known as Kaivalya. But devotees receive different types of benediction from the Lord. Devotees are anxious neither for the heavenly planets nor for the merging into the existence of the Lord. According to the devotees, Kaivalya or merging into the existence of the Lord is considered as good as hell. The word Naraka means hell. Similarly, everyone who exists in the material world is called Naraka because everyone who exists in the material world is called Naraka because this material existence itself is known as the hellish condition of the life. Prithu Maharaja, however, expressed that he was interested neither in the benediction desired by the karmis nor by the desired by the granis and yogis. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Prabhu, a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya, described that Kaivalya is no better than the hellish condition of life. And as for the delights of the heavenly planets, there are factually will owe the wisps are
Phantasmagoria.
Phantasmagoria.
Phantasmagoria. Nice meaning ఉంటది ఇది. Let us see. Okay. The willow the wisps another atmospheric lights in ఇది let me direct ఒకటి చూపిస్తాను తెలుసుకుందాం మీనింగ్. Willow wisp అంటే in folklore a willow is an atmospheric ghost light seen by travelers at night. Ghost lights in and that means in-person relation is not that is where Gopal mentioning phantasmagoria అంటే something imaginary images, a sequence of real or imaginary images like those seen in a dream. Okay. Yeah, heavenly planets, delights of heavenly planets are like it's a dream. It's not real. Okay, yeah. Finish that.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah, they are not wanted by the devotees. Devotees do not even care for the positions held by the Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva, nor does not
Nor does a devotee desire to become equal with the Lord Vishnu. A pure devotee of the Lord, Prithu Maharaja made his position very clear. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you. Next
Prabhuji,
24.
శక్తావేశ అవతారం కదా ప్రభుజీ. ఇప్పుడు అంటే ఈజ్ ఆల్సో లార్డ్ ఓన్లీ, రైట్ ప్రభుజీ?
శక్తి ఆవేశ అవతారా, అవును.
అవును. మళ్ళీ అంటే
మళ్ళీ
మళ్ళీ అంటే లార్డ్ అంటే ఈజ్ హిమ్సెల్ఫ్ లార్డ్ రా ప్రభుజీ.
Lord, he himself, he is not Lord. He himself not Lord. He is servant of Krishna only. But Shakti Avesh Avatara means any avatara, if you see, is not himself Lord Prabhu. No. And even Prabhupada also we call Shakti Avesh Avatara. Servant of Supreme Lord, that's it. That is the way, that is where they are serving. Not he himself treating or calling as a god like that. No. The servant is a devotee. Shakti Avesh Avatara means a special benediction, you got benedictions, and then that is for the preaching purpose and spreading, nice transcendental vibration. By exemplify his life like that. Any Shakti Avesh Avatara is like that. Avatar అనగానే అంటే ఆ శక్తులు అదంతా కాదు ప్రభు. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ ఎవరు చదువుతారు? ఎవరున్నారు? Let me see. 7 devotees. Okay. Okay. Pallavi Mataji, you want to do? Next.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I'll be in hearing mode.
Okay. Okay, let me read. Okay, then. Text 24. My dear Lord, I therefore do not wish to have the benediction of merging into your existence, a benediction in which there is no existence of the nectarian beverage of your lotus feet. A benediction in which there is no existence of the nectarian beverage of your lotus feet. I want the benediction of at least 1 million years, for thus I may be able to hear about glories of your lotus feet from the mouths of your pure devotees. Purport. In the previous verse, Maharaja Prithu addressed the Lord as Kaivalyapati, the master of the liberation of merging into existence. This does not mean that he was anxious for Kaivalya liberation. That is made clear in this verse. My dear Lord, I do not want such a benediction. Maharaja Prithu wanted to have 1,000,000 ears to hear the glories of the lotus feet of the Lord. He especially mentioned that the glories of the Lord should emanate from the mouths of pure devotees who speak from the cores of their hearts. It is stated in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.3, Sukamugad Amrita Drava Samyutam. The nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam became more relishable because it emanated from the mouth of Srila Sukadeva Goswami. One might think that these glories of the Lord can be heard from anywhere, from the mouths of either devotees or non-devotees. But here it is specifically mentioned that the glories of the Lord must emanate from the pure devotees. Period. Srila Sanatana Goswami has strictly prohibited hearing from the mouth of a non-devotee. There are many professional reciters of Srimad Bhagavatam who speak the narrations very ornamentally, but a pure devotee does not like to hear from them because such glorification of the Lord is simply a vibration of material sound. But when heard from the mouth of a pure devotee, the glorification of the Lord is immediately effective. The words Satam Prasangam Mamavirya Samvida mean that glorification of the Lord is potent when uttered from the mouth of a pure devotee. The Lord has innumerable devotees all over the universe, and they have been glorifying the Lord since time immemorial and for an unlimited time. But still they cannot completely finish enumerating the glories of the Lord. Prithu Maharaja therefore wanted innumerable ears, as Rupa Goswami also desired to have millions of ears and millions of tongues to chant and hear the glorification of the Lord. In other words, if our ears are always engaged in hearing the glorification of the Lord, there will be no scope for hearing the Mayavada philosophy, which is doomed to spiritual progress. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that if anyone hears from a Mayavadi philosopher preaching about the activities of the Lord, even if it is a description from the Vedic literature, he is ultimately doomed. By hearing such Mayavada philosophy, one cannot come to the destination of spiritual perfection of life. Mayavadi means Mayavadi, Maya and Vadi.
ప్రభుజీ సో వండర్ఫుల్ పర్పట్స్ ప్రభుజీ, అసలు ఎంత బాగున్నాయి అసలు.
మరి రాసింది ఎవరు తెలుసు కదా మాకు.
అదే అదే ప్రభుజీ, అసలు ఎంత బాగున్నాయి ప్రభుజీ, అసలుకి చదువుతుంటేనే సో సో వండర్ఫుల్, అసలు చాలా బాగుంది.
It provides so many books and so many things actually. We don't need anything. We just need Bhagavatam.
We just need
We don't need
Bhagavatam,
to buy
correct.
here.
See, this is the thing, two things. Prabhupada mentioned in his 7 purposes of ISKCON, 2 books, Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavatam by Krishna, we know these terms, right? Bhagavatam directly from the lotus mouth of Krishna, it is by Krishna. Bhagavatam about Krishna. Bhagavad Gita by Krishna. Bhagavad Gita by Krishna, lotus mouth of Krishna. And Bhagavatam about Krishna. Glorification recited from the lotus mouth of pure devotees. Glorifying about his various Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. Leela, pastimes. Nama is name, Rupa is form, Guna is qualities, is Leela, pastimes. So that's why about. Adi by. So both are very important scriptures. As we follow, Guru Brahmamata Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, we always, so many devotees multiple times referring, reading, understanding, reading, contemplating, understanding, again reading, hearing, again. That's it. Life in this. Is these 2 scriptures enough for us to go back and back to it? Simple. If we sincerely, nicely practice, Jai. Okay, right. మళ్ళీ ఒక సైకిల్ చదువుదాము. Again, you start Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Translation. My dear Lord, you are glorified by the selected verses uttered by great personalities. Such glorification of your lotus feet is just like saffron particles. When the transcendental vibration from the mouths of great devotees carries the aroma of the saffron dust of your lotus feet, the forgetful living entity gradually remembers his eternal relationship with you. Devotees thus gradually come to the right conclusion about the value of life. My dear Lord, I therefore do not need any other benediction but the opportunity to hear from the mouth of your pure devotee. Purport. It is explained in the previous verse that one has to hear glorification of the Lord from the mouth of a pure devotee. This is further explained here. The transcendental vibration from the mouth of a pure devotee is so powerful that it can revive the living entity's memory of his eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In our material existence, under the influence of illusory Maya, we have almost forgotten our eternal relationship with the Lord, exactly like a man sleeping very deeply who forgets his duties. In the Vedas, it is said that every one of us is sleeping under the influence of Maya. We must get up from this slumber and engage in the right service, for thus we can properly utilize the facility of this human form of life. As expressed in a song by Thakura Bhaktivinoda, Lord Chaitanya says, Jiva Jago. The Lord asks every sleeping living entity to get up and engage in devotional service so that his mission in this human form of life may be fulfilled. This awakening voice comes through the mouth of a pure devotee. A pure A pure devotee always engages in the service of a pure devotee always engages in the service of the Lord, taking shelter of his lotus feet, and therefore he has a direct connection with the saffron mercy particles that are strewn over the lotus feet of the Lord. Although when a pure devotee speaks, the articulation of his voice may resemble the sound of this material sky. The voice is spiritually very powerful because it touches the particles of saffron dust on the lotus feet of the Lord. As soon as a sleeping living entity hears the powerful voice emanating from the mouth of a pure devotee, he immediately remembers his eternal relationship with the Lord, although up until that moment he had forgotten everything. Yes. For a conditioned soul, therefore, it is very important to hear from the mouth of a pure devotee who is fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord without any material desire, speculative knowledge, or contamination of the modes of material nature. Every one of us is kuyogi because we have engaged in the service of this material world, forgetting our eternal relationship with the Lord as His eternal loving servants. It is our duty to rise from the Kuyoga platform to become Suyogis, perfect mystics. The process of hearing from a pure devotee is recommended in all Vedic scriptures, especially by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One may stay in his position of life, it doesn't matter what it is, but if one hears from the mouth of a pure devotee, he gradually comes to the understanding of his relationship with the Lord and thus engages in his loving service, and his life becomes completely perfect. Therefore, this process of hearing from the mouth of a pure devotee is very important for making progress in the line of spiritual understanding. Hare Krishna.
Beautiful. So who is Suyogi and who is Duyogi, Mataji?
సుయోగి అంటే మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్లో సర్వ్ చేసేవాళ్ళు. సుయోగి అంటే ఎటర్నల్ సర్వెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ ది లార్డ్. అదే కదా ప్రభుజీ.
Yeah. Yoga platform to become Yogi platform. Yogi means from materialistic platform to spiritual platform. What is that? For identifying our relationship with Krishna and Prabhupada in the beautiful as is a eternal loving servants. Eternal loving. We are all eternal loving servants to Krishna actually, right? We have to we have forgotten actually the position of our soul. You know, our basically our duty we forgot actually. Actually, we have to love Krishna eternally. That's why why we are suffering? Forgetfulness. We are not identifying with our relationship with Krishna. We are identifying with our body. Hare Krishna. And
ప్రభుజీ ఇక్కడ లార్డ్ యొక్క లోటస్ ఫీట్ గురించి ఒక 2-3 లైన్ రాశారు ప్రభుజీ ప్రభుపాద్. అది ఎంత బాగుంది ప్రభుజీ, నాకు అర్థం కాలేదు కానీ అది, బట్ ఇట్స్ నైస్ వైల్ రీడింగ్ ప్రభుజీ.
సాఫ్రాన్ అంటే తెలుసు కదా, మొత్తం సాఫ్రాన్ ఉంటుంది కదా, సాఫ్రాన్ పార్టికల్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, ఒక
అవును
పువ్వు
ప్రభుజీ.
వెరీ కాస్ట్లీ ఐటమ్ అది.
అవును.
సాఫ్రాన్ పార్టికల్స్ అంటే ప్రభుపాద వర్ణన, సాఫ్రాన్ మర్సీ పార్టికల్స్ అంట, దట్ ఆర్ స్ట్రెంత్ ఓవర్ ద లోటస్ ఫీట్ ఆఫ్ ది లార్డ్. ఇంకో దగ్గర కూడా యాడ్ చేశారు, సాఫ్రాన్ డస్ట్ ఆన్ ద లోటస్ ఫీట్ ఆఫ్ ద లార్డ్. ఎవ్రీథింగ్ కనెక్ట్స్ టు కృష్ణ అంటే అది వాల్యుయబుల్ థింగ్. సాఫ్రాన్ అనేది చాలా కుంకుమ పువ్వు అంటున్నారు. ఐ థింక్ దట్ వన్ ఇన్ తెలుగు. వెరీ వెరీ సిగ్నిఫికెంట్, వెరీ ప్యూరిఫైయింగ్ ఎలిమెంట్.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Nice, thank you, Mother. Hare Krishna. Next Prasad Prabhu, again cycle.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, next cycle. Chandramouli
Thank
Prabhu,
you.
next చదవండి మీరు ఉన్నారా యాక్చువల్లీ ఈ డ్రాప్
My
ఆఫ్
dear,
ఈ డ్రాప్ ఆఫ్ ఓకే కంటిన్యూ.
okay. My dear, highly glorified Lord, if one in the association of pure devotees hears even once the glories of your activities, he does not unless he is nothing but an animal. Give up the association of the devotees, for no intelligent person would be so careless as to leave their association. Okay. The perfection of chanting and hearing about your glories was accepted even by the goddess of fortune, who desired to hear of your unlimited activities and transcendental glories.
చదవండి.
The association of devotees, Arya Sangama is the Upanishad, is the most important favor in this world. The word Arya refers to those who are advancing spiritually. In the history, of the human race, Krishna, in the history of human race, the Aryan family is considered the most elevated community in the world because it adopts the Vedic civilization. The Aryan family, the Aryan family is distributed all over the world and is known as a Indo-Aryan. In prehistoric days, all of the will check in the calendar. In prehistoric days, all the members of Aryan family followed the Vedic principles, and therefore they become spiritually advanced. The kings known as uh, Rajashis were so perfectly educated as Kshatriyas are protectors of the citizens and so greatly advanced in spiritual life that there was not a bit of trouble for citizens. Very nice. The glorification of Supreme Lord can be very much appreciated by Aryan family. Mm. Although there is no bar for others, the members of Aryan family very quickly catch the essence of spiritual life. How is that we are finding it very easy to spread Krishna consciousness among the Europeans and Americans. History reports that the Americans and Europeans proved their capability when they were anxious to expand colonization. They were anxious to expand colonization, but at present time, being contaminated by the of advancement of material science, their sons and grandsons are turning into reprobates. Okay, this is due to their living, they having lost their original spiritual culture, which is Vedic civilization. So presently, these descendants of Aryan family are taking this Krishna conscious movement very seriously. Others who are associating with them and hearing the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra from the lips of pure devotees are also becoming captivated by the transcendental vibration. Transcendental vibration. Transcendental vibrations are very much effective when chanted among the audience, but even though one does not belong to the Aryan family, he will become Vaishnava simply by hearing mantra because the vibration is a great influence over everywhere. Maharaja Pruthvi points out that even the goddess of fortune, who is a constant companion of Lord Narayana, specially wanted to hear about the Lord's glories. And for the association of gopis, who are pure devotees, the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, underwent severe austerities. The impersonalist may ask why one should bother chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra continuously for so many years instead of stopping and trying Kaivalya liberation or merging into existence of the Lord. Okay. In answer, Maharaja Prathu intends that the attraction of this chanting is so great that one cannot give up the process unless he is an animal.
Hmm.
Very strong. This
Hmm.
is a case even if one comes to contact with his transcendental vibration by chance. Maharaja is very empathic. In this connection, in this connection, only an animal, only an animal, i- only
Hmm.
an animal can give up the practice of chanting Hare Krishna. Oh my God.
Hmm.
Those who are not animals but actually intelligent, advanced, human, civilized men cannot give up this practice of continually chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hmm.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Yeah, an animal cannot
Hmm?
understand the Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Animal and whoever not doing chanting. Prabhupada words animal ki jai. One cannot give up the process of unless he is an animal.
Ah, unless he
Unless one is animal. No, too much. Hare Krishna. Mahamantra. He is explaining about the Mahamantra series, practitioner. This is he recuperates. Yeah. See, association of devotees. Association of devotees means the devotees who chant regularly. That's the association, right? By looking at them, we get that motivation and inspiration to chant nicely, to chant more, like that. Yeah, Prabhupada started with that. Association of pure devotees. Association of the devotees. Okay, text 27. Whoever not done, let me check. Akinchan Priya Prabhu, after a long hiatus, what happens, Prabhu?
in the chapter, in the chapter,
వచ్చారా నిన్న
in
వచ్చాడా
the chapter.
నిన్న వస్తే అయితే నేను ఓకే ప్రభు హకించం ప్రభు కెన్ యూ రీడ్ సంథింగ్
Yes, bro. Correct.
వాయిస్ నాట్ కమింగ్
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Can you hear me?
యా ఇట్ లుక్స్ లైక్ దిస్ ఆల్సో వెరీ బిగ్ పర్పort కంటిన్యూ ప్రభు
Yeah, translation and Papa Bashila Prabhupada. Now I wish to engage in the service of the lotus feet to serve the supremacy of Godhead and to serve just like the goddess of fortune, who carries a lotus flower in her hand, because his lordship, because because his lordship, the supreme personality of Godhead, is the reservoir of all transcendental qualities. I am afraid that
వాయిస్ నో నాట్ కమింగ్ ఐ డోంట్ నో హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభు వాయిస్ రావట్లేదు
perfect. Hare Krishna.
మీ వాయిస్ ఇంటర్నెట్ చెక్ చేసుకోండి ప్రభు మధ్య మధ్యలో విని రావట్లేదు
Okay, Prabhu, 1 second.
Yeah, turn on turn off your internet like that sometimes it helps. Hello, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna, whoever not done, ఇంకా టైం అయిపోతుంది It's okay. Anybody likes to read? Hare Krishna. Raja Prabhu, Madhavi Mataji. Wanna read?
Hare Krishna Puja, I'll be in hearing mode Puja. I'm taking prasad.
Okay. So let me read and then we'll go to slokas also. Let me finish this. It's a very big purpose, it seems. Let me read again. Now I wish to engage in the service of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and to serve just like the goddess of fortune, who carries a lotus flower in her hand, because His Lordship, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the reservoir of all transcendental qualities. I am afraid that the goddess of fortune and I would quarrel because both of us would be attentively engaged in the same service. Purport: the Lord is here addressed as Akila Purushottama. Sloka is there, no? Akila Purushottama. Yeah. So Akhila Purushottamam. Very nice. Okay. Akhila Purushottama. Bhagavan Sri Krishna ki jai. The Supreme Personality of God, the Lord of the entire creation. Purusha means the enjoyer. Uttama means the best enjoyer. There are different kinds of Purushas or enjoyers within the universe. Generally, they can be divided into three classes: those who are conditioned, those who are liberated, and those who are eternal. Rebirth. Three classes of uh, different kinds of Purusha, three classes of Purusha. Conditioned, those who are conditioned, who are liberated, who are eternal. In the Vedas, the Supreme Lord is called the Supreme Eternal of all eternals. Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam, Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. Both the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the living entities are eternal, qualitatively one. The Supreme Eternals are the Vishnu Tattva and Lord Vishnu and his expansions. So Nitya refers to the personality of Godhead, beginning from Krishna to Mahavishnu, Narayana, and other expansions of Lord Krishna. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, Ramadi Murtishu, there are millions and trillions of expansions of Lord Vishnu. Millions and trillions of expansions of Lord Vishnu, as Rama, Narasimha, Varaha, and other incarnations. All of them are called eternals. The word Mukta refers to the living entities who never come within this material world. The Baddhas are those living entities who are almost eternally living within this material world. The Baddhas are struggling very hard. The Buddhas are struggling very hard within this material world to become free from the threefold miseries of material nature and to enjoy life. Whereas Muktas are already liberated. They never come to this material world. Lord Vishnu is the master of this material world and there is no question of his being controlled by material nature. Consequently, Lord Vishnu is addressed as Purushottama, the best of all living entities, namely Vishnu Tattvas and Jiva Tattvas. It is a great offense. It is a great offense, therefore, to compare Lord Vishnu and the Jiva Tattva or consider them on an equal level. One of the offense, right? Jiva Tattva or consider them on an equal level. It is a great offense. The Mayavadi philosophers equate the Jivas and the Supreme Lord and consider them to be one. But that is the greatest offense to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Here in the material world, we have practical experience that a superior person is worshipped. The superior person is worshipped by an inferior one. Similarly, Purushottama, the greatest, the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna or Lord Vishnu, is always worshipped by others. Prithu Maharaja therefore decided to engage in the service of the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Prithu Maharaja is considered to be an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, but he is called Shaktyavesha incarnation. Another um, significant word in this verse is Gunalayam, Gunalayam, which refers to Vishnu as the reservoir of all transcendental qualities. The Mayavadi philosophers, in accordance with the impersonalistic view, take the absolute truth to be Nirguna, without qualities. But actually, the Lord is the reservoir of all good qualities. But one of the most important qualities of the Lord is his inclination to his devotees, for which he is called Bhakta Vatsala. Haribol. The devotees are always very much inclined to render service unto the lotus feet of the Lord. And the Lord is also very much inclined to accept loving service from his devotees. This is called real reciprocation. Real reciprocation. In that exchange of service, there are many transcendental transactions, which are called transcendental qualitative activities. Some of the transcendental qualities of the Lord are that he is omniscient, omnipresent, all pervasive, all powerful, the cause of all causes, the absolute truth, the reservoir of all pleasures, the reservoir of all knowledge, the all auspicious, and so on. ఇంత రాసింది చూడండి, అద్భుతంగా రాసిండు. శ్రీ ప్రభుపాదకి జై. ఈజ్ ఓమ్నిసియంట్, ఓమ్నిప్రెసెంట్, ఆల్ పర్వేసివ్, all powerful, cause of all causes, absolute truth, reservoir of all pleasures, reservoir of all knowledge, and all auspicious. And so on.
His understanding seems not theoretical, Prabhu. His practical understanding, Prabhu. అందుకనే అలా రాయగలుగుతున్నాడు. If it is a theoretical understanding, he could not write all these things.
అంతే కదా. Practical experience ఎంత కూడా. Prithu Maharaja desired to serve the Lord with the goddess of fortune, but this desire does not mean that he was situated on the platform of Madhurya Rasa. The goddess of fortune is engaged in the service of the Lord in the Rasa of Madhurya, conjugal love. Although her position is on the chest of the Lord, the goddess of fortune, in her position as a devotee, takes pleasure in serving the lotus feet of the Lord. Prithu Maharaja was thinking only of the lotus feet of the Lord because he is on the platform of Dasya Rasa, or servitorship of the Lord. From the next verse, we learn that Prithu Maharaja was thinking of the goddess of fortune as the universal mother, Jagannmata. Consequently, there was no question of his competing with her on the platform of Madhurya Rasa. Nonetheless, he feared that she might take offense at his engaging in the service of the Lord. This suggests that in the absolute world, there is sometimes competition between servitors and in the service of the Lord. Competition is there, healthy competition, not dragging or downgrading for somebody. It is competition for in the service. But such competition is without malice. So here with malice, the material world with malice. In the Vaikuntha world, if a devotee excels in the service of the Lord, others do not become envious of his excellent service, but rather aspire to come to the platform of the. See, that is the opposite to this material world. Here envious only, right? Somebody having higher than or greater than something, envy. Envious of his excellent service, but rather aspire to come to the platform of that service. That's where, no anxiety there in that spiritual world. No anxiety or no any bad qualities we see here. That is our absence there. సో నైస్ బిగ్ పర్ఫోర్డ్ జగద్గురు శ్రీల ప్రభుపాదకి ఎంత అద్భుతంగా రాసిండండి. ఒక్కొక్క వర్డ్ తీసుకొని, రైట్. ఫస్ట్ ఏమో ఇట్ స్టార్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ విత్ అఖిల పురుషోత్తమ, ద వర్డ్, అండ్ ఈస్ గివెన్ కంప్లీట్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ వై అఖిల పురుషోత్తమ. ఈ పాయింట్ అవుట్ ఇదో నిత్యో నిత్యానాం కఠోపనిషత్ ఇది నిత్యో నిత్యానాం చేతన చేతన. అండ్ దెన్ different Akila Purushottama, right? So what is the meaning of Akila Purushottama, that paragraph? And then the word Mukta, Baddha and Mukta, explaining in this, and Vishnu Tattva, Jiva Tattva, like that. And in the Purushottama, that is the word is explained. Gunalayam, say another Gunalayam, what is that? Gunalayam, Bhakta Vatsala. They're all so nicely described. Right, and Madhurya on the platform of the Madhurya. This is it. So nice. And Jagannmata. Who is Jagannmata? Mother, goddess of fortune, as the universal mother. Yeah. Feminine aspect, Krishna's feminine aspect comes in different forms. Lakshmi Devi, Rasimad Radharani, Sita Mata, like that. Durga Mata also in the material world, feminine aspect. Hare Krishna, thank you so much for your attendance and joining and hearing this Srimad Bhagavatam readings and as well as some discussion and Bhagavad Gita also in the beginning and chanting also. We have chanted 3-4 rounds here. Thank you so much for your association. Then next, let us chant one sloka from Gajendra Moksham that then we'll close the call. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bhaktivedanta. Let me see. Okay. So can we all chant this sloka? 8th Canto, 8th Canto, 3rd chapter, 15 and 17. So Namo Namaste already we have done now. One more time, let me chant and then you can try to chant that way. Namo Namaste Akhila Karanaya Nishkaranaya Adbhutakaranaya Sarvagamamnaya Maharnavaya Namo Pavargaya Parayanaya. Anybody likes to chant that way? Please chant. Please chant this sloka. One
Hare
more time.
Krishna.
Jai Prabhuji.
Namo
Oh,
Namaste
continue.
Karanaya Nishkaranaya
Adbhutakaranaya
Sarvagamamnaya Maharnavaya Namo Pavargaya Parayanaya. మీరిద్దరు చేయండి మాతాజీ. And next we'll go to another verse.
Okay. No, కలిసి చేయమంటారా ప్రభుజీ?
చేయండి. కలిసి కదా, ఇట్స్ ఓకే. సెపరేట్ చేయండి.
నమో నమస్తే అఖిల కారణాయ నిష్కానయ భూతకారణాయ సర్వకమనాయ మహార్ణవాయ నమో పవర్గాయ పరాయణాయ.
జై జై. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Shall I read Prabhu once?
చేయండి.
Namo Namaste Akhila Karanaya Nishkaranaya Adbhutakaranaya Sarvagamamnaya Mahanavaya Namo Apavargaya Parayanaya. అదేదో సాంగ్ ఉంటే చూడండి ప్రభుజీ, ఆ శ్లోక అట్లా ఫామ్ చేశారు వ్యాసుల వారు. శివుల్లో అంతా యా 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 నాయ నాయ వాయ నాయ, మళ్ళీ కారణాయ కారణాయ మహావర్ణాయ పరాయణాయ.
స్క్రిప్చర్
సో
అంటే
మచ్ ఆఫ్ టైం.
స్క్రిప్చర్ అంటే స్క్రిప్చరే కదా.
नमो नमस्ते अखिल कारणाय निष्कारणाय अद्भुतकारणाय सर्वागमन्य महारण्यवाय नमो पवर्गाय पारायणाय.
జై జై. థ్యాంక్ యూ బ్రో. మీరు చదవలే కదా, రీడ్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆల్సో.
My Lord, you are the cause of all causes, but you yourself have no cause. Therefore, you are the wonderful cause of everything. I offer my respectable obeisances unto you, who are the shelter of the Vedic knowledge contained in the Shastras, like the Pancharatras, and Vedanta Sutras, which are your representations, and who are the source of all the parampara system, because it is you who can give liberation. You are only shelter for all transcendentalists. Let me offer my respectable obeisances unto you.
జై. నెక్స్ట్
I will receive Prabhuji.
చేయండి.
नमो नमस्ते अखिलकारणाय निष्कारणाय अद्भुतकारणाय सर्वागमाम्नाय महार्णवाय नमोपवर्गाय परायणाय. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఎనీబడి ఇంకొక డివోట్ చేస్తారా?
నేను చేస్తాను ప్రభుజీ.
చేయండి.
నమో నమస్తే అఖిల కారణాయ निष्कारणाय अद्भुतकारणाय सर्वागमना सर्वा सर्वागमनाय महर्नवाय नमोपवर्गाय परायणाय. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Jai. Okay, so we'll continue another sloka, same Gajendra Moksham chapter only, third chapter of 8th canto, 17th sloka. Okay, this one little bit long ఉంది, కొంచెం చూద్దాము. అదే కార్తిక్ దామోదర్ మాసంలో చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఆ ట్యూనే ట్రై చేద్దాము ఫస్ట్. మాదృక్ ప్రపన్న పశుపాశ విమోక్షణాయ ముక్తాయ భూరి కరుణాయ నమోలయాయ స్వాంసేన సర్వతను బృన్మనసి ప్రతీత ప్రత్యదృశే భగవతే బృహతే నమస్తే. లెట్ మీ చాంట్ 2 more times also, then you can do. మాదృక్ ప్రపన్న పశుపాశ విమోక్షణాయ ముక్తాయ భూరి కరుణాయ నమోలయాయ స్వాంశేన సర్వతను బృన్మనసి ప్రతీత ప్రత్యదృశే భగవతే బృహతే నమస్తే. వన్ మోర్ టైం. మాతృక్ ప్రపన్న పశుపాశ విమోక్షణాయ ముక్తాయ భూరి కరుణాయ నమోలయాయ స్వాంసేన సర్వతను బృన్ మనసి ప్రతీత ప్రత్యదృశే భగవతే బృహతే నమస్తే. ఎనీబడి ట్రై?
Yes, Prabhu. I will try, Prabhu.
Yes,
मातु प्रपन्न पशुपाश विमोक्षणाय मुक्ताय भूरि करुणाय नमो आलयाय सर्वें सर्व स्वांशेन सर्वतनुभृत् मनसि प्रतीता प्रत्यग्दृशे भगवते बृहोते नमस्ते.
Jai, thank you. Next.
नाद्रिक् प्रपन्न पशुपाश विमोक्षणाय मुक्ताय भूरि करुणाय नमोलयाय सांशेन सर्वत्वानुबृहन् मनसि पतिता प्रत्यग्दृश् भगवते बृहते नमस्ते. Hare
Jai,
Krishna.
thank you, Paul. Read the translation also, Paul.
Yeah. Since an animal such as me has surrendered unto you, who are supremely liberated, certainly you will release from these dangerous position. Indeed, being extremely merciful, you are incessantly try to deliver me. By your partial feature of Paramatma, you are situated in the hearts in the hearts of the embodied beings. You are celebrated as the direct transcendental knowledge, and you are unlimited. I offer my respectable obeisances unto you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you.
Thank you. Either Mata learned Malay, Pamadai Matadi, Saraswati Mata. Can you do?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I will read Prabhuji. मादृक्प्रपन्नपशुपाशविमोक्षणाय मुक्ताय भूरिकरुणाय नमोलयाय स्वांशेन सर्वतनुभृन्मनसि प्रतीता प्रद्यग्दृशे भगवते बृहते नमस्ते. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Madai Matai. Unnara?
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ. ఆ, ఇది నాకు కనిపించట్లే ప్రభుజీ. ఇక్కడ ఏదో నాకు మార్క్ అడ్డొస్తుంది. మాతృ నా పాశుపాశ విమోక్షణాయ ఆ, ముక్తాయ భూరి కరుణాయ నమోలయాయ స్వాంసేన సర్వతను మనసి ప్రతీత ప్రత్యాదృశే భగవతే బృహతే నమస్తే. థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభుజీ.
Jai. Thank you. Anyone? Vanga Jessara? Anybody wants to try? Okay. Okay, one more time I want to do, and then I can drop. Madrik prapanna pashupasha vimokshanaya muktaya bhuri karunaya namolayaya swamsena sarvatanu brahmanasi pratita pratyagdrishe bhagavate bruhate namaste. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you very much for joining today. So we'll connect tomorrow. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnava vrinda ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ithai Gaur Hari Premanande Hari Hari Bol. See you all tomorrow. Have a nice Krishna conscious Wednesday. We'll continue tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Take care.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.